Hey guys, so I'm on my way home from work, but something that I wanted to share with you all that dropped in my spirit. So earlier, I don't know, some of you might have seen, I posted a status that said, Jesus, Jesus, how I trust him. And what it made me think of, or what was dropped in my spirit after I posted that, was how they used to war and tarry at the altar all the time. All hours of the night, all hours of the day. It was church, 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 church. Worship, worship, worship. No matter what. No matter who felt about it. No matter what. So what that made me think of was boldness. And in confidence, in having confidence Christ's way, that comes with a different type of boldness. So what I want to say to you is, never be afraid to be bold and speak out about who is the head of your life. Never be afraid and be bold enough to speak out about what you believe. Never be afraid to do that. A road, as I'm a visual person, I know I say it a lot, but I'm a visual person. So as I'm driving, the road has 2 different ways. Some roads even have 4 different ways. So if somebody does not agree with what you have to say, if somebody does not like what you have to say, tell them that they can go in their own direction and you're going in your direction. Tell them kindly. But the road, like I said, has 2 different ways for a reason. You go your way, I'll go my way. You travel down your road, stay in your lane. I'll travel down my road and stay in my lane. You can choose not to agree. You can choose not to believe. You can choose all of those things. But what you're not going to do is try to get me to come into your lane. Or what you're not going to do is come into my lane and try to change up things over here. That's what we're not going to do. So the road has 2 ways, 4 ways, however you want to look at it, for a reason. Choose your lane, stay in your lane. Let me choose my lane and stay in my lane. I know who's backing me. I know who's covering me. And I know who I answer to. But I just wanted to give you guys that little word of encouragement. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid to be bold. And speak out about who you believe in, about what you believe in, and even about how you got to that point. Because I didn't get to this point overnight. Confidence takes time to build. That foundation takes time to be laid. So I definitely didn't get here overnight. But through me learning, through me discerning, through me listening, I'm going to say it again, listening, because some of us don't like to listen. We like to do this and run this, but we don't like to use these. So listening, because if you are truly a leader, if you truly want to be a disciple, you also have to be teachable. You have to be willing to learn as well. So again, never be afraid to be bold and speak out about who and what you believe in. You're not afraid to be bold enough to say, that's my man, don't go touch him. Or these are my kids and I'm standing 10 toes behind them. So don't be afraid to be bold enough to say, Jesus is the head of my life. God is who I'm calling on. Don't be afraid to be bold enough to say that. Just like you stand 10 toes down about that man or those kids, make sure you keep that same energy behind God. I love you guys and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And I hope that that encouraged someone to step out in confidence. Confidence Christ's way. You can correct somebody, you can love somebody, and you can do it in a godly manner. It doesn't have to be a negative way. But never be afraid to stand true to who you are and who he has called you to be. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening, y'all.